Tilly. What are you doing? We'll see how much of a mess you make by the end of the program, huh? What you doing, my Tilly girl? People can't see you though. You can come back over here. Show everybody how you walk right through your food and you scatter it all over the place. Okay, we'll get started here. Good morning to everyone. Before we begin the book today, what I am going to do, we're going to, oops, go wrong direction here. We're going to take a look at the mini greenhouse that we've started. So this is my little deli tray, and I have the lid on it, and I put napkins, paper towels in there, dampened them, and I put my sweet pea seeds in there. Now, when we started, this is what the sweet pea looked like. It was tiny, and it's dry, and it's all wrinkly. And then you want to check on your sweet peas to see how they're doing every day and mist them if they need it. So there they are inside there, and now you can see that some of them are getting really plump, nice and round and plump. But what you need to do is check on them to see if any are getting moldy. Like here's one that's not plumping up, and it's got a little bit of white mold on it. So I'm just gonna pitch that one. I'm not gonna let it infect all of the other ones. So other than that, they're looking good, but you're gonna be able to start seeing them sprout in just a couple of days. And so from time to time, we'll check on them to see how they're doing. And we're looking forward to the day that we can actually put them into the garden and eat them. That'll be a really, really good thing. So today, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't really like, but some people really do like them. I kind of like them, and that is cockroaches. Now, cockroaches, now this is kind of a cool thing too, because in the world there are about, 35, like 3,500 to almost 4,000 different kinds of cockroaches. Now, most of those never come in contact with people. They don't live where we live. Oh, I know I don't have my camera balanced because I'm drifting. Sorry about that. So that's one of the cool things. The study of insects is called entomology. And in entomology, there's still so very much to be discovered, that this is a great thing because, you know, for kids, they go, oh, everything has already been discovered in the world, we can't do anything. That's not true at all. There's still so many amphibians to discover, and some reptiles, and the insects, and the plants. So if your little one is looking like is an explorer, this is going to be a great opportunity, especially for what we're planning for tomorrow and talking about what we can do with the kids to help them to discover things. Kids learn best when you do something called storyline. So you may have one thing that you're studying, but then you learn all these different disciplines with it. So you might learn a little bit of math or language arts and just all kinds of things to go with that one thing. So you're learning it in full, and it becomes more cohesive, and they can understand it a little better than throwing out a whole bunch of different topics like we're doing this on this and then we're going to change it over here. If it follows a kind of a storyline, it makes it easier for kids to understand. Hi Caroline, hi Janet, Ron. So like I said, today is cockroaches. And we're going to read a really cute story about cockroaches. I recently met online the person who wrote this book, and it's just so sweet. And later in the comments, I'm going to put a link to her reading her story. Now, she is from the other side of the pond. She's from England, and it's just really fun to hear her read her story too. So the cockroaches like I have today, I remember I said there's 500 to 4,000 different kinds of cockroaches. Here's some cool little fun things too. Did you know they can run almost 3 miles per hour? For a little critter like that, that's pretty impressive. I mean, if you compared that, like if a cockroach was the size of a cheetah, the cockroach would be able to outrun the cheetah. Isn't that amazing? The other cool thing is they have kind of like 2 brains. They have a brain that's in their head, but then there's other parts of their kind of like, it's like almost like another brain kind of down by their butt. And that controls a lot of other things. So if a cockroach loses its head, it can still function for a little while, which is really kind of crazy. Other insects will do that as well. I had a praying mantis that lost its head, lived for 3 days. So a lot of times they're dying because they can't eat and drink. So it's really kind of crazy. I have 3 different kinds of cockroaches that I keep. One is a little one. It looks like polka dots on it here. I don't know if we'll be able to get it close enough right there, but it is right in this corner here, and I just have one big enough to see the spots, and then there's a couple of others that are running around in there. The most common one that I have though is because I use them to feed some of the other animals that I have, and those are called dubia roaches. And when they get big, here I'm going to put this one on my hand here. So that was just kind of a little medium-sized one. And remember, with insects, they don't have a backbone inside, so each time they grow they have to molt or shed their skin, and each time they do that they jump to what's called a new instar. So each growth is called an instar, and we'll talk about that especially when we're doing our butterflies and our caterpillars. So this would be one that I would use to feed to something like the pixie frog, tink, and I might feed them to my bearded dragons, but I think it's a Facebook thing, you're not supposed to feed stuff online, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to do that. But the other one that I have, my favorite, is a Madagascar hissing cockroach. Now I have some over here on this tree, and I'm going to try to bring it over here closer to you. All right. So those are Madagascar hissing cockroaches. They're some of the largest cockroaches. They can get to be about 3 inches. The males will have what looks kind of like hard horns on the front part of their head, and they'll use that to kind of battle with other ones. A female, she can mate, and then she'll be pregnant like her whole life. And so she'll just, from time to time, babies will be born. So those are the Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and they call them a hissing cockroach. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. Let me get it as close as I can here. Because when you touch them, whoops, here he went down here. He's on the camera. Let me get him off here. All right, hang on. Oh, and one of them went underneath of the thing. Okay, so it's a hissing cockroach because they have they're little breathing tubes on their bodies, and when they are touched, they will expel the air through those spiracles and it'll make a hissing sound. So that is the hissing cockroach. So what we're going to do is we're going to read this story, The Little Cockroach, and it was written by Susie Violet and illustrated by Alex Patrick. So and this is a real cute story. It's about two really good best buddies that share adventures, and it's always important in life to have those good friends that will just on a whim go and do something fun with you. I have a couple of those friends. Mary Lee and Laura are some of my friends, but especially my husband Doug. He's always good for a good adventure, and we go all over the place. So, The Little Cockroach by Susie Violet. Now, cockroaches can be found all over the place. So look here. Try and you might, don't, you certainly won't. So go ahead and do those adventures. Pedro, the little cockroach, was very bored one day as he looked across the sand dunes in sunny Angel Bay. "I'm tired of this place," Pedro said to his best friend. "There must be more than sun and sand to make this boredom end." Oh, I think I'd have a hard time being bored there. He said, "I know, Enrico, we should go and have some fun." They packed some shoes and 2 canoes, and the adventure began. 2 canoes, that's awesome. They left the bay to find a way. The road was unfriendly and scary. Watching out for predators, they needed to be wary. Prowling in the shadows was a gecko's silhouette. Pedro and Enrico upped their pace. "We need to lose this threat." "Yippee, we lost it," Pedro said. They danced around with glee. Despite the close encounter, they never felt so free. "Look, an airport," Enrico cried, and they ran towards the lights. "Jump on this case," Pedro said, as they zoomed to catch a flight. Through the airport they whizzed. "Hang on, Enrico, hold tight." The roaches clasped with all their strength, with the cargo hold in sight. Look, there they are. Arriba! Away they flew! High up into the sky, the little bugs were on their way, waving their home goodbye. Look, they're sitting right there. They arrived in a new land of spaghetti and old buildings. "We made it, Pedro, we really did. Here's to new beginnings." Ooh, I wonder if we can get some clues as to where they are. Look, the flag is red and white and green. And here's a big building that looks like a church. Clues. "Where are we?" Enrico said. "I'm not sure," Pedro replied. "Grab a camera, find your map, and let's follow that tour guide." "Let's go," or "Andiamo" is what the locals say. They walked up to a wonky tower with Pedro leading the way. I think we're getting some clues as to where they are. Where do you think that is? Have you ever seen a building that does that? They scuttled on through the crowds. "Come over here," Pedro said. "Oh no, Enrico, watch out," as ice cream plopped on his head. Ooh, that's another good clue. Sweet, sticky, and smooth, licking up the goo, the ice cream melted with plenty for 2. Oh, and look, here's a building that says Pizzeria. They came across a kitchen and disguised as pepperoni, they were picked up by the chef and plunked into a calzone. Inside a pizza oven they sat. It was toasty and yummy. This was the best place to be and perfect for their tummies. Unaware of the outside world, the bugs tucked in with delight. A knife came tearing through. Their delight turned into fright. Screams echoed through the air with people in a panic. Pedro yelled, "We need to leave. This atmosphere's too manic." After all the exploring, they decided to sleep. All their whizzing and whooshing had quite worn out their feet. They scurried into a grand hotel. "Get in here," Pedro said. The little bugs found a case to make a perfect bed. Look, there they are. They talked about the gecko and flying in the sky. Their heads buzzing with all they had done, they started to close their eyes. Pedro started snoring, and Enrico snuggled in tight. Tomorrow would be another adventure, but for now, they said, night-night. And then here's all of their pictures from their road trip. See where they went? Oh, there they are in the calzone. They're in the bed. Oh, there they're tired. Oh, this one's out of focus, but they were in ice cream. All kinds of fun places. So again, this is The Little Cockroach, written by Susie Violet, illustrated by Alex Patrick. And I hear that there's a possibility that she might be writing another book. So I'm going to put the link to her reading it down in the comments below. So if you would like to watch that. So, hi Lauren. We're just talking about The Little Cockroach, and it was written by somebody in England, and I'm going to post a link of her reading it. So it's a lot of fun. So that was for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a little bit better appreciation for the lowly cockroach. They're pretty cool. So thank you guys. Love you. Stay safe and well. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.